I met her when I was 23. She was my roommate's cousin, in town for a summer internship. We hit it off immediately. Same taste in music, same dark sense of humor. Within months, we were inseparable. People said we moved too fast, but it felt right. By the time I turned 26, we were married in a small backyard ceremony surrounded by people we loved. No drama, no doubts. Just two people who believed they'd found their forever. We weren't flashy. No Instagram perfect vacations. No public declarations. Just routines that made us feel safe. Coffee before work, Sunday grocery runs, watching crappy TV shows in bed. She'd laugh at my stupid impressions. I'd pretend to be annoyed when she left her wet towel on the bed. It was real. And in a world that felt like it was always rushing, we felt like a still moment. I had a best friend, Mark. We met in high school. He was the kind of guy who got away with too much because he was charming. We stuck by each other through college, relationships, breakups, jobs, layoffs. He was my best man. She and Mark got along well, maybe too well at times, but I never thought anything of it. I trusted them. Fully. It never even crossed my mind that either of them could do something to hurt me. Looking back, the signs weren't huge, just little shifts. She started going out more without telling me until the last minute. She was on her phone more, laughing at messages she didn't show me. She said work was stressful, that she needed space to clear her head. I didn't press. I believed in giving each other room. That's what healthy couples do, right? At least that's what I thought. I didn't want to be controlling. I didn't want to be that guy. Some nights, I'd wake up and she wouldn't be in bed. She'd be out in the living room scrolling, sometimes texting. When I asked who she was talking to, she'd just say, "No one, go back to sleep." And I did. Every time. I didn't want to seem insecure. I trusted her. That's what love is. Or maybe I was just afraid of the answer. Mark started acting weird too. Less present. He used to drop by randomly with takeout and beer. Lately, he always had something else going on. He'd cancel last minute or avoid eye contact when we met up. Once I jokingly said, "You're not stealing my wife, are you?" He laughed way too hard, like he was covering something. I shook it off, but it lingered. Maybe I didn't want to see it. Maybe deep down I already knew. But when you've built a life on trust, admitting something is broken means admitting everything you believed in wasn't real. So I clung to the routine. To the coffee, the Sunday errands, the stupid TV shows. Pretending nothing was wrong because the alternative was too painful to imagine. It was a Saturday night when everything cracked open. She told me she was heading out with her coworkers for drinks. Said it was a girls-only thing, nothing special. I nodded, gave her a quick kiss, told her to have fun. She left wearing more makeup than usual, and a dress I hadn't seen her wear in months. Something felt off. I couldn't explain it, just a pull in my chest that wouldn't go away. I tried to shake it. Poured a drink, turned on the TV, scrolled through my phone. Nothing worked. I opened Snapchat out of habit. Mark still had location sharing on from years ago. I never checked it. No reason to. But that night I did. I told myself it was nothing, just curiosity. He was in a part of town he never mentioned being in, parked near a hotel. Not a bar. Not a restaurant. A hotel. I sat there for a minute, debating. I wasn't even sure what I was thinking. I grabbed my keys. Told myself it was insane, that I was being dramatic. But my hands didn't stop shaking the whole drive over. The closer I got, the more real it became. Her favorite song started playing on the radio. I turned it off. Parked down the street. His car was there. Waited. I must have sat for 20 minutes before I saw her. Walking out. Alone. She looked around, then headed toward the car. She didn't see me. I didn't get out. I just watched. She climbed into his passenger seat. They didn't drive off right away. His headlights stayed off. I knew exactly what that meant. I didn't need proof beyond that moment. It was over. I drove home numb. Every memory hit me like a punch to the gut. Our wedding day. Her laughing at my jokes. The way she used to hold my hand in bed. All of it now felt like a lie. I stared at the wall for hours. When she came home, she acted normal. Kissed me on the cheek, said they stayed out late. I nodded, pretending to be half asleep. My stomach twisted. That night, I lay there listening to her breathe next to me, wondering how she could lie so easily. I thought about waking her up, asking her straight out. But I couldn't. Not yet. I needed to be sure. I needed to know the full story. So I said nothing. Just stared at the ceiling until morning. The next few days were a blur. Barely ate. Barely spoke. I watched her every move. The guilt wasn't there on her face. She smiled. She laughed. She even initiated sex. And I went along with it. Had to. Because now I wasn't just her husband. I was her observer. And I needed to catch every detail before I decided what to do. I spent the next week gathering everything I could. I didn't confront her. I didn't confront him. I just watched, listened, and waited. Her phone habits didn't change. Still late-night texting, still locking the screen when I walked by. I knew her passcode. I'd never used it before. That changed. One night while she showered, I checked. Messages were deleted, but not all of them. Just enough to raise more questions. A few texts from Mark slipped through. Casual on the surface, but layered if you knew the context. Last night was amazing. Same time next week. That was all I needed. I printed the messages, took screenshots, saved everything on a backup drive. I pulled our joint credit card statements and found a hotel charge from 3 nights before. I called the hotel, acted like I lost a receipt for a business stay. They emailed it to me. 2 guests, 1 room under Mark's name. I couldn't eat after that. My body shut down. All I felt was pressure in my chest, like something was trying to break out. I invited Mark over. Usual. Beer in the game like old times. She was home too. I waited until we were all in the same room. I told her I knew. Her smile dropped before I even finished the sentence. I looked straight at Mark and told him I expected it from strangers, not from him. She tried to speak, but I cut her off and pulled out the folder. Printouts, messages, hotel receipts, everything. She froze. He went pale. She started crying, saying it was a mistake, that it only happened a couple of times. Mark couldn't even look at me. Just kept saying, I didn't mean for this to happen. I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because of how pathetic it sounded coming from someone I once called a brother. I told him to leave and never contact me again. He didn't argue. He just left. She followed me around the house, sobbing, apologizing, promising anything. Said she'd cut him off, go to therapy, give me full access to her phone, passwords, everything. I stood there staring at her, not feeling anything. I wasn't angry anymore. Just hollow. Like something had died and no one else had noticed yet. She swore it meant nothing. That she still loved me. That it was a mistake and she didn't want to lose me. I asked her one question. Why him? She didn't have an answer. Just more tears. Said she felt alone, that we'd drifted. That she made a terrible decision. I told her terrible decisions have consequences. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just walked out. I needed space, not noise. I needed to feel something real again because everything that once felt solid had collapsed in one conversation. And somehow, I still didn't know if I wanted to walk away or stay and rebuild the wreckage. I moved into my brother's place the next day. Packed a bag, left the house key on the counter. She didn't try to stop me. Just stood there red-eyed watching me walk out. I didn't respond to her texts for days. I needed space and I needed silence. Everything felt loud, her apologies, my thoughts, the memories looping in my head. I barely spoke to anyone. I went to work, came back, slept like a machine. On the 3rd night, she sent a long message saying she'd started therapy. Said she didn't expect anything from me. Just wanted to fix herself. I didn't reply. Mark reached out once. A single text. I'm sorry for everything. I never meant to hurt you. I blocked him without responding. There was nothing left to say. He wasn't just a friend who betrayed me. He was someone who knew every detail about my life, who stood beside me when I married her, and still decided she was worth throwing that away. I couldn't forgive that. Not now. Maybe not ever. After 2 weeks, I agreed to meet her. Public place, no pressure. She looked tired, like she hadn't slept. No makeup, no act. She just said, "I know I destroyed everything. But if there's any part of you that still wants us, I'll do anything to fix it." I didn't know what to say. I told her I didn't come to make promises, just to listen. We sat in silence for a long time. That silence said more than either of us could. I started therapy myself. Not couples therapy, just me. I needed to unpack everything. The betrayal. The shame. The fact that part of me still cared, even after all of it. My therapist said something that stuck with me. Forgiveness isn't reconciliation. It's about freeing yourself from what was done to you. I didn't know if I believed that yet, but it gave me something to think about. Eventually, I agreed to go to one session with her. No promises, just honesty. We laid everything out. No sugarcoating. She admitted it wasn't just one night. Said it lasted months, that she ended it before I found out, but by then it didn't matter. She said she hated herself for it, that every day she woke up wishing she could undo it. I told her I appreciated the honesty, but honesty after betrayal isn't a gift. It's the bare minimum. We've kept going to therapy. Some days feel like progress. Others feel like I'm pretending. I don't trust her. Not yet. Maybe not ever fully. But I'm not ready to throw away 10 years without trying. That might be weakness. Might be strength. I don't know. What I do know is that nothing will ever be what it was. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the only way forward is through something completely new. If that even exists. Right now we're in limbo. Not divorced. Not fixed. Just here. Trying. And I don't know where this ends. But I know one thing for sure. Whatever happens, I won't be the same man I was before all this. And maybe that's not such a bad thing.